Mostly because I'm interested in whatever the fuck Andy comes up with today. Hello! Last week was Snail Facts. I don't know what's happening today because he won't tell me. And hi, welcome on in. Happy Monday. I hope everyone has had a great day today. And thank you to everyone who came by on Friday for what was supposed to be the finale of the Face of Mystery, but it didn't turn out that way because stuff happened. The roleplay was too good and we ran out of time. But hopefully we'll be back with the actual finale on Good Friday. We shall see. We haven't been decided yet. Yeah, this week is gonna be a lot of stuff happening because on Saturday is my 4th year stream anniversary. On Friday is my cat's birthday. And today, well, they might actually leave the village.
I feel you're judging.
Now, I mentioned to Terris before, this is the 4th session of you guys in the village.
Again, I feel you're judging.
I'm not. It's more like we have.
I was only supposed to be here for like 2 sessions, people.
You.
So we've adopted you permanently.
Whoopsies. But
You're
yeah,
coming
it's,
with us now. That's what happens next.
With us whether you like it or not.
So
I feel like you're just gonna put her like in a potato bag and just throw her over your shoulders and leave at this point.
We have a pocket dimension. We don't require a potato bag. We can just shove you in there.
But you never got to check if you can breathe in there if you fall asleep and close the door.
Well, the gorilla lasted a couple of hours in there before, so it should be okay.
Yeah, it's just about a 1 to 8 difference.
I thought you said something else rather than breathe.
Yes, I thought that's exactly what my brain told me as well. I was like, we haven't tried it. I will admit we did not try just that.
I mean, there's plenty of beds down there.
moving on.
Ah.
Not saying you can't, just saying that child support is a thing in this world as well.
Oh
and
no!
we could turn it into a brothel, right? Because like you could literally call it the time of your life. Because by the time you come back out, all of your friends will be dead.
I like where this is going.
No.
That took a dark turn.
All right, introduction. Okay, quick thing before I lose track completely of what the hell I was thinking.
What is that?
Music you're listening to right now is The Black Cat by Aaron Kenny. YouTube library of royalty-free music stuff. You can find that there. Sound effects and music during game will be by Sirenscape. Starting soon screen overlay, map, and character stat sheet made by me in Incarnate. I also realize I haven't updated the character sheets because they still say level 5 and you're level 6. Then I need to fix that at some point. All the beautiful character art was made by Nathan. You can find his stuff there. If you want to catch up with this campaign, or the Vaesen campaign, or the Theros campaign, or any other stuff I've done, you can find the VODs on our YouTube channel, or if you just want to come and hang out, chat, check out more of Nat's art, all that stuff. Keep up to date with what we're doing. We do have a Discord channel, and last but not least, if you want to see what you can do to help or hinder the party, you can do what Lillith has done and type in !perks in the chat. I still haven't updated that. There is one additional
layer of torment.
Yes, layer of torment. You can, for your channel points, summon in a boss monster into the world that the party has to have an encounter with. it is up to them if it's going to be a combat encounter, a social encounter, or just, oh fuck, that's big, we're leaving encounter.
Is that the Terrask?
No, I actually have a list of level appropriate. So no Terrask
Oh,
right
where's the
now.
fun in that?
I would be surprised if it's suddenly like you bump into something on the road and be like, that's a Terrask. Do you want a cup of tea?
Terris,
Walks into brass.
Ask.
the Rakshasas were level appropriate.
Yikes.
Unfortunately, you are now level 6, so no more Hydras. You know. I think. No, wait, that's no more Wyverns because they are CR4. So they will not be a wandering boss monster. But I think that was it. That's all our introduction I need to do. Let's do intro people introductions and start with Andy. Yes, my brain is all over the place. Who are you? Who are you playing? Andy.
Who are you people? And where's my horse?
I don't know, I have a mule.
That's not where I was going. No. Where was I going? Yes, if you play music to a cheese wheel, the tunes will affect its flavor. A study from 2019 determined that for having subjected cheese wheels to rock and electronic music and otherwise things, they decided that hip hop gave it the strongest flavor and aroma.
That's because hip hop stinks.
Now, I'm Andy, and I will be portraying Craren Rerent, the slightly estranged illusionist wizard.
Yeah. I'm gonna shut up.
Also,
Sorry.
the average human blinks between 10 and 14 times per minute. Which means that you're all now blinking manually.
I'm intentionally not blinking manually.
So is this she's facts now?
I don't. It's
Maybe.
random facts with Andy. It's apparently a thing we do now. Lillith.
Hi, I'm Lillith, or Lily. I'm playing Flo Bleak with the Satyr Woof Woof. And if we're giving cheese facts, why not the fuck tell that Queen Victoria got a cheese wheel for her wedding gift? I remember that from school!
You can fascinate a woman by giving her a piece of cheese.
Like, as a wedding gift, like, here, my queen, here's the cheesiest thing I can find. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
I wonder where that would fall into, because I sincerely doubt it. Unless it's like moldy as fuck, it probably doesn't fall under something blue category. And I really hope it wasn't something borrowed. Terris.
Oh, hello. I am Sir Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. Today I am playing the albino drow bardish thing, Eberron Weaver. And I do have a fact for you. Let me find my fact. Woodpecker tongues wrap around the backs of their brains. This helps the brain stay protected during high-speed pecking.
Okay.
There we go.
Am I allowed to come with one cheesy fact that I'm a little bit disturbed about?
Go for it.
Cheesy facts. That's a
I just
broader
came up with a
selection.
really bad pun about woodpeckers, so yeah, go for it.
The most
No.
expensive cheese is made from donkey milk.
Yes, I've just seen that. I've got it. You got the same thing.
So what you're saying is we need to milk Elam?
Please don't milk my
Slightly
mule.
different milk.
If
but,
you're going to
it
milk
can be
donkeys, make sure they are females.
Yeah,
Why is
mine
this
is
milk so
male.
salty?
Please don't milk him.
I mean, you can still make it.
I am so sorry.
You can still milk it. It's just whether or not it will be cheese is what you're getting is a different thing entirely.
Yes.
This is mature content, guys. Apologies.
This is 18 plus. If
For
you're
a
not 18,
damn
leave.
reason. Psycole.
I think we're all slightly deranged today. I don't know what's quite causing it.
We
Yes.
all know that.
Well, yes, it was the pre-chat. Hi, everybody. My name is Psycole, and today I am playing Remus Dawn, the Kalishtar Barbarian. And for a cheese fact, seeing as though we are trying with a theme of facts and various things, did you know that the bacteria that is responsible for both smelly cheese is what is used, is what causes smelly feet as well? Think
Yeah.
of that
I
next
actually knew
time
that.
you eat parmesan.
I'd rather not. All right. Nathan.
Hello, I'm Nathan. I play Romulus Del Dawn, the Kalashtar Hexblade Warlock, and my cheese fact is, I believe I think it's in Italy, they actually have a cheese bank where you can, if I can, cheese bank. I was frantically Googling facts just to see what I could come up with. Yeah, so there's a bank in Italy which accepts Parmesan as collateral.
I like the fact that me just going with something completely bonkers left at the traffic light makes 4 other human beings frantically Google further facts on the topic.
Yeah. I mean, one cheese fact that I already knew is that if you're lactose intolerant, hard cheese is for you. If it's been cured for more than 3 months, it does not contain any lactose anymore.
I mean, it's also not legally allowed to be called cheese in Sweden, so
Yep.
there's also that.
So any hard cheese, I think, if it's been cured
What's
for 3 to 6 months, it does not contain any lactose anymore.
What do they call it in Sweden then, if they can't call it hard cheese?
I mean, you can have, well, how the fuck do you properly translate färskost, because it's not cottage cheese,
No, it's
and it's not cream cheese.
spread.
it's not-
No, it's not cream cheese. It's one of those. The closest you can get in English is cream cheese, but it's not cream cheese. It's like saying that
Yes.
Swedish filmjölk is yogurt. It's not.
Not even the same
But
kind of bacterial culture.
Ish. It's basically when you make sour cream except sour milk.
Oh,
mean,
Jesus, I
so-
just
so-
found the worst. I just found the worst fact.
You mean the
Cheese can be
Sicilian
made-
cheese?
No, cheese can be made from hippopotamus milk.
Cheese can be made for anything that contains lactose.
mean-
And what is the other one? Casein?
I mean, we humans milk everything. I mean, we fucking milk almonds, people, and nuts.
Going back.
Technically, we don't. We just call it milk because of social or societal norms.
Yeah. Also, and hi, I am Ardana or Joe or you there. If Lillith has any saying it, and she's right there. So, I'm the GM and channel runner around these parts, and I think all of this trivia shows you that I have absolutely no control about what these guys do, despite what people do.
You love us.
I mean, yeah. But anyone who claims that the DM is in control of a gaming table has never sat in on a TTRPG table.
Oh, they have no idea.
A hero's death is a terrible thing, especially on a mission for the king. Forgetting will be hard because of the bard we all just wish she could sing.
Rude. Oren can sing.
I mean,
And as for the woodpecker pun I came up with, the woodpeckers in a line going from the top of a tree down to it would be a pecking order.
yes.
So, anyone want to give us a recap of what happened last time?
Whoa.
Things.
Am I back on duty now? now that I'm back off holiday. Okay.
Basically.
Last time, we started the session with Romulus hallucinating potentially some more information around the Kalashtar twins' backstory. That being a woman of some sort that was wearing a dark green gown, who managed to grow crystalline red wings. Maybe mum, maybe not. Slightly concerned that we might have some sort of dragon-based mother. We shall come across that one later on.
Concerned?
Concerned?
Oh,
Interested? It's cool. It is cool. The slight challenge is she was a ruby dragon, and there's this whole ruby dragon thing for Eberron that we will need to touch on again at some point to understand more of. So mildly concerned. Anyway, once that was concluded, we got on with the day. Remus had an unusual conversation with Elam after casting Speak with Dead.
No.
Why?
Speak with animals.
No, that too. Speak with animals. It was not that session. Yes, Speak with animals. I thought you were moaning about the unusual consult.
Yeah,
that
was
too.
what I was like unusual. Really, Psycole? Really?
Where
This is
Elam
a mule
provided
thing.
some. This is a mule thing, yes. Where Elam provided some insight into why he is there, why he is working with Flo, or traveling with Flo, and the fact that he is lying to Flo about how much stuff it can carry. Although I'm not quite sure whether we've told Flo that yet. Once that's done, we decided to join the others in our newly discovered portal to in our newly discovered pocket dimension that is attached to the weird door that we've been carrying around with us for about 2 in-game weeks now. We meet the others, and they are exploring. Flo gets a concussion, at least once, from headbutting her way into at least one of the doors. And the guys probably find loads of different bits and pieces around there. Oren is busy cleaning the place up. Flo also managed to pick up on our party chant of door, door, door when Remus lets her know that there's one more door available. So we're good with that. Oren threatens to make Elam and Elos matching vests at one point or another, which starts a general build-up in frustration in Craren and Remus that eventually leads them to disappearing upstairs to have a drink via a brief conversation with what's her name? Our pocket quartal.
Rivasa.
My
Rivasa.
brain. That's the word. Thank you.
Rivasa or Riv?
Riv. Yes. We get a little bit more information around the making of the world and who the lords of the Argoness are, which are basically all of the dragons, and leave them with a puzzle as to what ruby dragons might still exist in the world, and we need to work out why the island of Orkaloon, where the twins have potentially come from, was destroyed by said dragon. And I think we ended the session with Craren and Oren having a drink up top, whilst Romulus, Flo, and Oren decide to investigate the rest of the buildings in the settlement.
Accidentally stepping on silver flames. Thanks.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That
Yes,
seems
I think
like a problem.
some items were found, but I can't remember what they all were because no one wrote them in the spreadsheet.
I found a rifle. Sorry, I didn't.
Yes, Nathan's got the list. I think a rifle, some
Party clothes, statuette, food rations, rifle, and 6 bullets.
So yes, a fair amount of stuff has been found. We're going to retrieve a couple of shields as well, I believe, because Remus is going to teach Romulus how to use the shield because a warlock is not proficient.
Actually, I do have proficiency with shields, apparently.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do, apparently.
I think hexblades get proficiency with shields.
Actually, oh, okay. I forgot you were Hexblade.
Normally they don't. Like, warlocks are not supposed to, run around with weapons. They are spellcasters. But hexblades are different in the same way that blade singers are different.
I'm just different, guys.
I'm different.
I'm special.
And also, did you know that a whip counts as a simple weapon and can be wielded by sorcerers?
Yes, please. I mean, what? Nothing.
I found that out because
Why am I kind of glad that no one here has seen Flo use her weapon yet?
Well, you've been using
What is
claws.
the first weapon?
What is her weapon, I wonder? It's just...
It's 9-inch.
Oh, goodness.
All right. So, if we
I mean, I'm adventurous.
with that, if we are all as comfortable as we are going to get, let's get started.
Sorry, not sorry.
I know. The strange voice of Rivasa still lingers in your mind, Oren, as you lounge in the shade of a roof overhang. The timbre of their voice, a cold touch of death on your heart, Crion's admonishing words as you were once again brought back, that odd scent of elderberries and blackberries. All your senses nearly getting overloaded as the last rays of the sun pierces towards your eyes. In that moment, when you once again slipped from this world, you found yourself on a balcony overlooking a wild sea of apple blooms, elder trees, and blackberry brambles. Soft melodies from harps and flutes caress the air around you. A stunningly beautiful woman with straw blonde hair, dark tan skin, violet eyes that seem to burn with mischief and mirth, and precious stones lining her long pointed ears, sat across the small space from the lounger you found yourself on.
Is this the person I think it is?
Might be. Hold on.
Okay.
She was playing some form of dice game with an ephemeral woman you immediately recognize as Oladra, the Lady of Luck.
Oh,
Then-
her.
And something cracks. It's a resounding snapping of stones and the crackling of large bricks hitting the area around you as the balcony shatters beneath you. The air grew cold, then scorching hot, and then the whole it's called firmament of the balcony just shattered, collapsing underneath you. And then you found yourself back in the cold, well, not so cold space of the village, held in the arms of a very annoyed high elf.
Hi.
As you shake yourself free of the weird memory, dream, hallucination, the setting sun stings at your eyes as the angle becomes just right to peek under the straw overhang you've been hiding under. And your companions step around the corner once again with the last spoils from the village. The air is getting colder now that the sun is setting, and the wooden wall at your back is getting very uncomfortable. What do you do?
We've searched the entire area, yes?
Yes, you did that last time.
Yes. So, I think he'd Just grumble. I've got to, what's the word? Yeah, I gotta stop, dropping dead like that. I don't like these meetings. And he'll just wander back to the group, I think. Sort of try and find some, somewhere where there's less light, because he doesn't like the light very much.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Remus got inspiration. If you want it, go for it.
I claim.
Good, good. Yeah. Sorry, interrupted. You wander
Very fine.
over and
Just find somewhere to get out of the sun.
all right.
Jeez.
You do find that the trees around this village cast long shadows as the sun is setting. You gather that you have maybe an hour or two before sunset. So yeah, the Rakshasa shields are only just normal shields. So what you find when you walk around in these puddles left behind by the dead Rakshasa, you find long swords, regular shields, and the remains of plate mail. If I remember right, let me double check the Rakshasa's gear. And because before people get annoyed, these are not actual CR11 Rakshasa, these are Eberron specific ones. Scale mail, not plate mail, scale mail armor.
Okay. He would have collected all of Remus would have collected those up as we were going around then and just kind of held them for added them to the collection of shit to sell. Once we get to a big city, so we can get some money behind us. You said it's a couple of hours until darkness, right?
Yep.
Okay. Once Zoran comes back, then I think Remus will say, so are we spending another night here and then moving on in the morning?
It might be wise if the shadows are still about. Might want to play it safe.
Yeah.
Flo, what way were you going?
What way was she going?
If you feel you're done here, the bounty notice is to turn it all your stuff over to basically a refugee camp outside the Great Crag, which is the capital of the country you get going into.
Yeah, because I would believe she'd been there for 1 or 2 days before them.
Yeah.
So she would have like gathered most of the things from the houses, but like not like everything, because again, village. So the houses that they went through with Flo is the houses that she didn't look at.
Yeah.
So she has a lot of stuff on Elam. But she also carries some of it too, because no one has told Flo that he's a lazy shit.
Yeah, so if you look at the map that I gave you of the space, the Great Crag is this. It is what it's what it says on the tin. It's a city built on top of these really steep cliffs in the middle of this field, like huge fields of just grassy plains. That's the word I was looking for.
Well, I'm going to the Great Crag. That's where the refugees ran off to.
Well,
Okay.
That's useful. We are heading in that general direction with a few detours along the way. Does your gear have a time limit, or would you like to join us?
And she will go into her little satchel. And you can see her like scrummaging through a little bit, finding the right bounty. You can see that it's a little bit messy in there. A little bit like... And she will like hold it up, and you can see her really concentrate on reading this thing. She's like... And it will take like maybe a minute or so, and she will... It's you can tell by the other side of the note that it isn't that much sad. She has an intelligence of 8, so she uses a little longer than usual.
Could you imagine if it was upside down?
Yeah, don't. So you can, and she puts down and be like, I don't see any time limit. They just wanted their stuff back.
I mean, we're
Right.
going in like Rima says, we're going in that general direction. We've got a few detours, but you're more than welcome to join us.
It would be nice to travel with more than just me and Elam. As long as, and she will look over to Carnis's character that I always fucking fuck up the name of.
Craren.
Craren. And you can see her kind of like, if he doesn't eat Elam, that is.
We'll make sure that Elam is off limits.
He's a
We-
very nice mule, and she will like hold up her hand. She's not that tall, but she will like pet Elam very like. For you guys, it must look awkwardly because Elam is taller than her, but she's like very like petting him very nicely, like a horse, but on 2 feet.
Yeah, we got plenty of food rations because we did find some looking around the village. So Elam is off limits. He shall remain that way. And yeah, you can join us, and yeah, we can all head in that general direction together.
I mean, we should probably be honest before you agree to that flow. We are going to be heading to Mordane's Hall as well as Thracolon before we get to the Great Crag. We're hoping that someone at Mordane's Hall will be able to help us manage a demon-possessed sword.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Does Flo have any idea about demon-possessed swords?
Give me a history check.
History.
I think you get advantage because it's a fiend.
Yes, if it has anything to do with a fiend, Fae, or
Yeah.
undead.
Yep.
So history, advantage.
The Fiend, Fae, or the Fun Dead?
Well, hello.
That's a 17.
You have through training, you have heard of several items that can be possessed by various creatures, demons among them. Apparently, also chest weasels, judging by the past few hours. And
Since she didn't really know what a chest weasel is, she's like, "Is that the demon?"
yeah, no,
But
you
then
would
realizing,
you would have
no,
sensed that
she knew it was a Fae.
Yeah, you knew it was a Fae, but not exactly what type or what the hell he was doing.
Eh.
But when they mentioned demon-possessed swords, you have heard of several ways of making that happen. You don't have like a complete list of these are the ones in existence, but normally you know that you can, if it's just a cursed item, a remove curse, and then usually some ritual involved can cleanse it, or you can unenchant the sword. You can try and break the spirit away from the object with some form of ritual. I'm not entirely sure what types, because that wasn't really part of your training. And but you know that there are ways of cleansing objects like this without destroying them. You're not sure how, or
She's not a cleric.
yeah, exactly. You're not a cleric or a
Paladin.
wizard or any. Normally, the quickest way of cleansing an item like this is shattering it into a billion pieces and throwing it into a volcano. You have so far not seen Romulus actually carrying a sword. You have seen a scabbard. Because Starfall is no longer a corporeal sword. It's only there when it's drawn.
Well, through my, and she will studies, and you will see her claws being like extra. My teacher basically just told me if I ever found something like that to crush it into a billion pieces and throw it into a volcano.
That reminds me of
Well,
a
that
very
doesn't sound
ancient
good.
story. It wasn't.
The only
It was about a ring, though.
The only reason I remember that is because he basically hit me with a log when he said it.
What kind
I
of
was
place did you live in? Were you being hit with logs?
you see, I'm not very great with books, so he thought that maybe yelling them to me while we were training with like wooden swords and stuff, and he used logs to like throw around in the forest to make me like better at dodging. And when he was yelling that, I was kind of afraid because there was also some fire around. And I wasn't sure if he was going to throw me into the well at that point. You can see her
Terrible.
remembering, and you can just see her ears going down.
Like I
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. My teacher is a very nice man. He just takes it very seriously.
It's called
how we
beating
get
sensitive
treated.
people.
That's what he used to say. It's
Nah.
better. It's better to learn the hard way than the easy way.
Sorry.
But I
I'm gonna
don't
keep
mind.
Sorry.
I don't mind taking along. I mean, and she will look over at everyone, and you can see her ears going even further down. I mean, most people see me as cursed.
we're all
Just
we're
We're all cursed in our own way, love.
yeah, we're a ragtag team of individual
yeah, but
specific and unique skill sets.
usually when people hear werewolf, they end up calling this silver flame, and
Oh,
and
That-
they
well, you know.
and they keep telling like that we, like I'm on their list, and I haven't killed anyone except that one person, but that you know, and I didn't mean to. I am I am very nice, and I only
believe you.
do to self-defense, and
That is where we are here because we are friends.
Yeah, no,
And
you're
you
good.
and you can see her ears perking a little bit up, and you can see
And
her
I
tail wagging.
I pat on the head. Yeah, we're friends. And
I
we,
would like having friends.
we are
I
friends.
but I also want you to. You will hear a lot of bad stuff. And
Hey, I
I-
already
I-
hear
I-
a lot of bad stuff from being a drow. It's fine.
But I just don't want you all to think that I've done so many bad things when all I've really done is walk around trying to do jobs like this, but when they hear like, oh, she's a werewolf, they don't want to pay me and they call the Silver Flames and I don't
Okay.
get paid and they hunt me down.
I'll
And I
tell
don't
you what.
and
I'll
I
tell you
don't
what.
get paid. And she starts sobbing.
There. It's okay. It's okay.
Aaron's literally going to cuddle her. I'll tell you what. If someone decides that they're not going to pay you, and he's going to pull out his little scorpion friend, hold Pierce on the palm of his hand, I'm going to put this fella down their drawers.
And you will see the first time she actually chuckles a little bit. You're really funny.
Thanks.
But I would really like to travel with you all if that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're asking if you would like to come with us.
You all seem nice and she will start petting Elam a little bit. And Elam seems to like you too.
Well, we like Elam.
And
Yeah.
and
No,
if,
we don't.
and you will
Yes,
see her
we
ears
do.
drop again.
Come on, it's okay. It's okay. He was joking.
It's even I don't like. Freaking furry little monster.
He's but he's kind of like family. He hasn't
Well-
done anything.
Yeah, that's what you think.
I like him.
And she will tilt her
weird,
head
like
a
us.
little bit confused.
Reeling
think
it
it's
back
fine.
a little bit. You're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. We're friends. You're more than welcome to come along with us. It'll be nice to have you. And yeah, you're more than welcome to tag along as long as you like.
Yes,
That'd be very nice.
we might also need to be even more honest with you and explain a few other things. Namely,
Are you a silver?
no.
Oh,
Um,
that's fine.
I do have a bounty on my head, though.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Remus,
you're one of us.
Romulus is currently out of prison for good behaviour as a result of murdering somebody with said demonically possessed sword. Oren, I'm not quite sure
Yeah?
what weird and wonderful bad shit you did to get yourself into this situation, but I'm sure you can explain it. And Craren is weirdly appears to be the most normal one out of the four of us.
Well, he seems very smart.
SMRT.
Well, I'm totally a fan. I owe him my life twice over.
If I ever find a book, Craren, I will give it to you for free.
Thank you. That is very kind of you.
Or one of those magical scrolls.
I like those. They are tasty.
I don't think you're supposed to eat them, mate.
No, but that's how you do that's how you do science. You need to know what it tastes like.
I can't tell if you're shitting me or not.
Please don't eat
I'm
unknown
completely
substances.
shitting you. I'm completely shitting you, Oren.
Okay.
It's one of those, alchemists. They do a lot of things. They mix and match, and then they transmute stuff into other stuff, and they normally go stir crazy because they taste the things they find, and a lot of them are poison. So they get crazy with time. So yeah, there you go. Met a few of those.
I got poison. Do you want poison, Craren?
Yeah, I got always.
I have
Just
a wyvern
next-
sting in my pack, if that helps.
Yeah, next time I milk Pierce, I'll give you the venom.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's something that only makes sense in context, and we know that it is a
Scorpion.
I can use alchemy as well.
Do you taste things?
We kind of had to.
And that
Wow.
explains why Flo
Yeah.
is resistant to various substances.
I take okay to poison. Most of them. But I mean, when your teacher kind of like keeps throwing things into your mouth. Usually by the food. He made really good food, but he also wanted you to get like immune to most of the stuff, so he kind of like put it into the food, and then you lost like sick for a few days, weeks, depending how strong he made it. You can see her a little bit worried again.
You've had a slightly traumatic upbringing. Let's call it
Oh
that.
no. It
Yeah.
was mostly it was mostly because, well, I was born werewolf, so I kind of had to learn fast.
Well, love, what you're born as
And
doesn't give people an excuse to abuse you.
Yeah.
oh, it wasn't abuse. I know you might think that, but it wasn't. It was more that, like, the silver flame uses poison and silver and all that
Ah.
stuff. So it's more like he wanted me to be safe.
I think I understand you.
He is a very nice man. Yes, he's harsh. He's harsh, but he always looked out for me.
Good.
And he always told me to look out for, like, where I should go, who I should trust. I mean, you guys seem very nice, and you smelled very nice too. And I'm sorry for listening in on your conversation as you were entering the village. But better safe than sorry.
I guess.
I was definitely here the whole time through this conversation. How's it going?
Everyone thinks Flo is been have trauma
Abused as a child.
abused and have traumatized, and she's like, no, that's not it. My teacher is very nice. He was just very harsh in his ways, poisoning her as a child because he wanted her to be immune.
That is called the Stockholm syndrome.
Or, if you're playing the Witcher games, Witcher training.
Yes, were you here when I admitted that you're a murderer and I've got a bounty on my head?
Gotcha. Okay.
That too.
And Craren got called normal.
Yes. Well, you're the most normal person, according to Remus, anyway, in this party.
To be perfectly honest, that is an accurate assumption.
I think perhaps more importantly, Craren is the sensible one in the party.
Which isn't necessarily saying a lot, but
The bar is quite
given
low on
the
that point.
context, yeah.
We are a
I
bunch
mean-
of misfits.
I still have that image in my mind of a certain druid village where Romulus just skewered a person while they were under a hold person spell.
I forgot about that.
That's concerning. Aaron was not there for that. I think
No.
that's probably a good thing because he'd be a little bit nervous. Oh,
That
now I
might
have
be also
every
be-
cat trait.
That might also be why I have such a high bounty on my head.
It was the sword, guys.
It may or may
It
not
was the
be
twins. Yes. Anyway,
All right.
so we're settled. You're joining us, Flo, and there we go. She's back.
One of us. One of us.
So that's
Yeah.
settled. Flo will be joining us on our little misadventure to the a few different stops along the way, but we will be going to the Great Crag, and we will make sure that your werewolfiness does not impede your ability to claim the bounty.
That would be very appreciated.
Yes.
And I will not tell anyone about your demon sword.
Thank you very much. We're hoping to get it sorted before we get to big civilization. So, should be fine, I hope.
Mostly, and Remus is misunderstood. Mostly because it compels him to kill people at times.
Only when I
Question.
use it. Hello.
And you will see her being like, yes, holding up hand works. If you try to kill me with sword, am I allowed to bite you?
Yes.
I would say so, yeah. But I will try I will do my best not to do that.
And then she realized what she just said, and she was like, I mean self-defense.
I get it. You're clear.
Anyway, we've got all our shit together. We've got a few more hours until.
Yes.
Go on, Crime.
No, but this nuance of BDSM has entirely different consequences than normally.
Still involves consent. All right.
Oh dear.
Well, seeing as though we've got some time before the sun sets, let's try out these shields. Romulus.
Okay.
By the way,
If you
is the
don't mind,
scale-
I'll just watch.
was the scale mail broken from the Rakshasas at all?
Well, kind of depends which scale mails you were looking at. If they were encountered by an acid orb through the chest, or Remus trying to bash it in, it might be a little bit dented, but it's fixable. The acid one, I'd say, has a hole in it, but that can be fixed.
There's a hole in my chainmail. Chainmail.
So it helps. So does anyone want to wear these at all, or use them at all, or should we just add them to the pile of stuff?
I believe I picked up one that was in relatively as good nick as I could find, and I'm currently wearing that along with the shield.
Cool.
Yes.
So your AC is half decent now.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Hex Warrior at first level, you gain proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons.
Well, soon as you've got the scabbard as well, brother, it might be worth putting one of these long swords in so that people don't ask why you're walking around without a sword in your scabbard.
That is true. That is true. Will I be able to do that?
Will it fit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
As far
I
as
do
you can
that.
tell, it's the motion of drawing it
The ocean.
that summons the blade to your hand. It doesn't actually occupy the space when you're not using it.
Okay.
And when I said
Yeah.
scabbard, it's more like you know those images with like with rapiers where you have a leather strap that holds it in place. It's more of that than an actual scabbard. So yeah, you can easily hang a sword from it with no problem.
Sounds good.
Whilst people were searching the village, did all of Romulus's other weapons get returned?
Yeah.
Remus's other weapons get returned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I also found a gun.
Interesting.
I'm going to make the assumption that it might be for Flo's bounty, because it does look like an antique.
And she will once again take up the bounty from.
Oh, is there a list of like specifics?
No, it's not really. If I remember,
valuable stuff.
yeah, if I remember right, the bounty says valuables, heirlooms, and important things, and you get paid by the crate.
And
So-
you can tell by Elam that he has a few of them.
On the cart so that Lillith doesn't need to carry too much more than he is capable of carrying.
Yeah.
And you hit. Well, yes.
Mm.
Would you like to insight that?
I would. She would certainly try.
I mean,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Remus
That's
is
a
obviously
16.
Yeah,
Bullshitting.
16.
And she will look over to Elam.
Elam is
Let's go see him.
currently eating what looks like it once upon a time was a pillowcase.
That wasn't mine.
No, this one is moldy and has moth holes in it.
So first of all, she will take that out of his mouth.
You should consider giving him food at some point.
I'm feeding him quite often. He just likes chewing on stuff. And she will take out like another carrot from her satchel and just like hold it up and give it to him.
He'll grab it just.
But she will be like, "You better carry your weight." Oh, I do have a question for all of you though.
Huh?
And she will like look around in the trees and a little bit like, you don't work for like the witches, right?
No.
The-
Which is question mark?
There are 3 of them.
I'm unfamiliar with
Well,
any witches.
someone called them the hag, but I feel like that's a little bit mean.
No. Well, as I'm aware,
Nah.
not heard anything about.
no, we primarily work for Derek the Veldon of House Farask. Or at least that's what we're attempting to do, although we have maybe got a bit sidetracked with some personal quests in the next few weeks.
It's fine.
Would you know of this house, Tarask?
Yes. So House Thrask is a dragon marked house, and basically everyone in Eberron knows that people with dragon marks have special powers. Shit that normal people can't do. House Thrask is they're in the Shadow Marshes, and the area to the west of Droam, where you came from, Flo. And they usually are paid by people to find stuff. Their specific mark makes them very good at being bounty hunters, prospectors. They make deals with the daughters of Sorakel, or the hags that rule Droam, a lot, because they're one of the few dragon marked houses that will actually, they don't give 2 shits if you're a minotaur or a human magistrate, as long as you pay them. not all dragon marked houses have the same view on things. But you also know
That's an interesting way to phrase it.
they don't really care. But they're also the dragon marked individuals of House Tharask are either humans or half orcs.
Oh. Do you get paid well?
We're being paid in non-monetary means, I believe.
Are we?
I mean, this is about the part where someone would pipe up and say, "Wait, you guys get paid?"
Yeah, I was about to say this. We're getting paid.
So the general idea,
Yes.
your general contract is that yes, you get a stipend for food and board and travel expenses, as long as you follow the line on the map that has been marked out. You're completely free to deviate from it, as you have done. You just don't get paid to do that. So you have to pay for the... Like, when you were in Patrakin, for example, you had to pay for your own rooms
Stuff.
and food and travel back and forth there. But if the group, for example, wanted to take the lightning rail from one city to the other, as long as it follows the line, House Tharask will pay for that. So
Quickly check some. Is that possible?
I have no idea. I haven't checked. I think
We could do a little bit in frame.
yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. So as long as you
Okay, she knows the big word to use.
yes. But yeah, you do. The party gets paid for the mission, but not by just side quests they do on their own. They're not like there's not really a time limit, so they're not being rushed. But
Yeah, I just need to roll like intelligence to be like, do I understand that doing a job without getting paid? Is that even a thing? And she's like, yeah, okay.
Well, you must do, because you've been told that you've not been paid and run out of town because you're a werewolf by the Silver Flame.
Yeah. So she's like, is there like other ways to not get paid?
Yeah, there's other ways to not get paid.
But if we're gonna leave, we should do it soon before it gets dark.
Well, I mean, we could just spend another night and travel first thing tomorrow.
Did we ever
We
figure
could do
out what
that.
that knocking was? That was
Excellent for finally getting to that point. I have written that's one of those pits that I actually wrote down. That no, we need to look
Yeah,
into.
'cause we
Did
never
we
got a
actually
definitive
find
answer for that,
anything
did
out
we?
about the blinking lights that we actually entered the place to investigate in the first place?
Oh, Jesus.
We did nothing of that.
Sound comes from the door, and my assumption
Fine,
was
probably.
it was some sort of weird way of
tension.
the dimension saying come and investigate somehow, unless one of the statues that protects that room came up and knocked on the door and then disappeared back down again very, very quickly.
Is this a pocket dimension that really enjoys getting explored?
I am so not going there. Just no. We are not having another
Oh, we haven't.
shit moment.
What we haven't sorted out is whether or not the shadows in this town will still come back and attack us, or whether or not it was the Rakshasha that was here that are going to be the evil shits. Was the big bads of the village.
It
Can
wasn't
we
the.
find?
I'm sorry.
Oh no. Go
Mhm,
ahead.
Okay.
It wasn't the Rakshasas that were going outside when I was here.
Oh,
I couldn't smell them. I could smell the Rakshasas,
Mhm.
but the
Leave
things
it.
that were outside, I could see them. I could hear them, but I couldn't smell.
that's not good.
Hmm.
How about another 2 days in the town whilst we investigate that?
Do we have a huge fuck off rock that we can close the well with?
Were they coming from the
Uh,
well? Or
They were coming from the well, right?
Uh,
That's why she closed it up.
yes.
Yes, they were coming from the well. I took what I found, like planks and rocks and stuff, and just like put it to make it hopefully stay there, but I think they can move through the cracks. And you can see her being like, ah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing that says we can't just take whatever hours of daylight and we've got and try and get as far away from this bloody place as possible.
That is entirely fair.
that's also true.
Because I wasn't, not to be mean to the people here, but I wasn't paid to deal with those things.
Yeah.
I was only paid to get their fangs because I don't think they want to return here. At least not right now.
Do these shadow creatures look similar to the ones that we found in the prison hole?
They were pretty similar, but not really. The ones from the prison, you got the feeling were related to the manifestation zone. These ones don't, like, this area doesn't feel like the same way. So this is, from what you can tell, this is not the manifestation zone of Mabar. So they're not exactly the same.
Okay. Hmm.
And there's not much information on how it happened. And usually when I don't get much information for a job, I don't really meddle with it.
So, the options that I see with these last few hours that we have, we can get out of here. We can hold out here for another night, and like just make sure we got everything prepared, and then go in the morning. Or we can hold out during the night, investigate this well, see what if we can like stop it from happening, so that anyone who stumbles upon this place in the future doesn't, get caught unaware, and we can deal with it. I think those are the three options that I see.
Or we can burn the place to the ground.
I'm not sure if that
I'm
will
not
do
sure
anything.
it'll work.
If
I
anything,
mean,
it'll
like,
burn-
I will Eldritch blast the fuck out of this place if you want me to, but I don't know if that's going to stop an incorporeal thing, Aaron.
I like how you're using like Eldritch Blast for everything now that you've got Eldritch Blast.
It's more from a
Wow, okay.
Why
place
not?
of ifs to show up.
Holy Christ. Discord just mega froze. I didn't catch any of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes, something made a hiccup on your thing because the stream froze us for a second as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, no, I was more thinking of if we burn things to the ground. I'm just postulating if they are looking for something. If the something they are looking for is not here, would they even show up?
True, but there might be some remnants. people might get curious. You know what people can be
That
like.
That is also true. That is also true. I'm not ruling that out. I'm just saying it remains a possibility. It remains a possibility. And it's a nice barbecue.
So,
Yeah.
should we have a vote?
I'm gonna go feed the cattle. Be right back.
Well,
I
Yes, bro.
did try to fight one, but it didn't really work.
Uh-huh. In
Does
what
it-
way didn't it work?
Went through.
Pass through it. Interesting.
Okay.
I think that's what Joe and I agreed on.
Okay.
Don't take me too serious on that. I think that. Joe, come back. Joe, come back. Yes.
Ah.
Okay. It was what we agreed on. So
You've spoken to the mythical deity of Joe, and they've.
yeah. But I did try to like fend it off. I didn't get too hurt, but it could hurt me, but I couldn't hurt it.
Maybe it might be more susceptible to magic than physical attacks. Interesting.
I can't do much magic.
That's okay. Okay.
I can
do a
do
little bit.
some.
Hmm.
I think I can do some.
That's a good thing about being in a group where you can't do a certain thing. You have people to rely on that to do that thing.
Yes, like Elam can carry more than me.
Exactly.
But I
So
don't think he can use magic, and she will look at him.
who knows? So we could stay and investigate this well tomorrow morning. That's an option. Or we can pack up and go now and forget about this place. What are we thinking?
I am happy to go with the flow. Who is making that sound?
Who's
Sorry.
making what sound?
Speaking of which, Flo.
Do we have anything to gain from taking these things down?
It's a good question. There might be something specific at the bottom of the well that could be causing this. We can gain answers and maybe.
We no longer have a bomb block.
You can die again, that's fine. Yeah.
No, to just toss down the well.
Right. Yeah.
I do. Like,
That leap of logic's slightly too much for this late in the day.
I'm not quite sure what you mean, but okay. But usually what my boss says is, if you don't gain anything from it, leave it behind.
I like that idea. Hence, we should spend the night so that we are well rested.
Mhm.
And we will leave tomorrow. And we ignore anything that goes bump in the night. Unless it is Elam eating something.
And she
I
will
second that
go
motion.
close to Elam and be like,
I only say that. But Elam was eating Romulus's hair this morning.
yeah. What do you think of my new haircut, by the way?
I mean, Elam is eating my hair all the time, and she goes like this. And it looks a little bit like messy,
Patchy.
but it doesn't look like too bad.
I will give you that
We're
it is
gonna put a
unique.
feed bag on his nose so he can't chew on anyone anymore, I think.
A bag on his nose.
Yeah, feed bag, a little bit of treats in there. Strap it on, kind of like a muzzle.
I tried that once. He ate that too.
Oh.
I would agree with Remus's idea of staying the night, leaving in the morning. I think that's
it's
gonna be our
sensible.
best bet. Yeah.
I mean,
And it's not our job to deal with this village. It's not like we're going to get paid to clear it out, sort it all out
It's
so that
true.
people can return.
It's very true.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Shall we head in?
Yes.
So packing yourselves back into the house with your mules, with Elam and everyone else. This time not with 3 additional spirit animals, as they unfortunately fell to the Rakshasa.
Yes.
It is now slightly less cramped than the night before. And
That doesn't really say a lot, considering it was,
very
30
cramped.
can.
But yeah, you get the heat that seems to be emanating from Kraran. Flo, you still don't really have an idea about that one, because I don't think you've asked about it.
Oh,
The heating cube.
Karen, is there any chance that we could leave that outside because it gets warm enough in here with everyone else in here and the fire going at the same time?
No,
Can you turn it off?
no.
Fine. If I'm going for a walk in the morning to cool off, I am taking someone with me.
And that is entirely fair. That is entirely fair.
I wonder if we can get Helios to possess it.
Possess the thermal cube. Oh, that would be an interesting one.
That would be an
No,
interesting one. This is just a thought process, not an actual
This is the Vedmin.
All right.
Let's not say we did.
Well, you settle in for the night, and unless you want to change up your regular schedule, I'm guessing the elves do their thing with
Yes.
Kraran normally taking first, I think. Or is
Yes.
this, yeah. And Oren taking second watch.
Business as usual.
Yes, business as usual. Please roll me a perception check each.
Kraran is
Perception?
still keeping, yes, perception. Still keeping
I'm just going to roll on D&D Beyond because I've got it open.
Yep.
keeping a dagger in his hand.
It's a 9.
Plop.
Oh
It's
god.
pretty.
That's
no.
4th night in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just saw that the ferret was basically on Flo, so I was like, she would basically do this. She is fascinated, ooh.
Thought you might appreciate.
There's a lot of things going on, Kraran.
It's Elam, isn't it?
Yes.
It's Elam, it's the ferret, it's people, it's whatever, just frustrations from all of the day, frustrations suddenly vanishing because of the ferret or the chest weasel,
Woozle.
the woozle, and
Bamboozle.
a few times you jump as something scrapes against the walls or knocks, but you notice that the entire time the light from the fireplace seems to be keeping whatever these creatures are out of the house. And even though you get a few more than your fair share of jump scares during your watch, none of the creatures seem to be able to get inside.
No.
And after a few hours, Oren, you swap over.
And I rolled a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's warm, it's cramped, there is a mule standing on 2 legs, sleeping in a corner.
No.
Creepy
and-
as fuck.
Yes, very much so. And you do also get jump scared several times by something just suddenly coming up on the wall, banging on it,
Oh, bloody hell.
or the moonlight from outside getting blotted out in cracks, or at one point a mouse scurries across your feet and you didn't notice it until it was right there. Not a like by the time the sun starts to rise and it's time to get ready for breakfast, you can feel like your nerves are basically a second suit on you at this point.
Oren is going to search out the chest weasel.
Yes.
Just yank that from wherever it is and wrap it around his neck like a scarf.
Oh. I blend in.
Yeah.
Rough night?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Alright.
Alright. And you're now wearing a chest weasel scarf.
Here.
A scarf, if you wish.
A weasel scarf.
Yes, a weasel scarf. Okay. The morning light starts coming in through the cracks of the house, and looking outside, it is an overcast day, with a few streams of sunlight coming in through the clouds. And yeah, all of you wake up one by one to Oren's cooking, I'm guessing. As that's what is wants
Yes.
to do. You haven't really had a chance of setting any traps for critters here, with the
No.
ghostly things outside, but you have a lot of rations. And just a random assortment of food. And
Yeah, so I think he's sort of making... Oh, what would he be making? I think he'd be making, like, griddle cakes and probably grilling some fruits and things to go with today. Adding some cinnamon and sugar to that.
yeah. Yep. So all of you wake up to the wonderful scents of griddle cakes and a rather hearty breakfast. Unless there's something specific you would like to do in the morning, you can all. It's
Get
not
some
called.
air.
Get some air because the the house is getting kind of stuffy, and then get the mules ready, pack your loot on the cart, and be on your way.
Yes, I think we'll do that. As we're leaving the village, Rebus will point out some weird markings in the snow to Kraran.
Oh no.
Got it.
Remus, are we having this discussion again?
What discussion again?
Ah, yes.
It
Long
really just
story.
looks as though there's been a bit of a fight over here as we're heading north out of the village.
Yes, the non-you Rakshasa thing, and then let's have that discussion. That happened.
You mean one of them impersonated me to infiltrate the team, and
It may or may not have
Statue.
been exactly just that, yeah.
great. That's going to make you all weird when I use this tattoo again later, isn't it?
Maybe, maybe not. But let's just say that I have practical reasons for caution now that I did not have before.
Maybe you can share some of that caution with Oren at some point.
I am plenty cautious. I don't think you
Yes,
can
you're
hear
also
this,
plenty.
but
You're
no.
also plenty squishy, apparently.
Yeah, Oren, we've got to start training you on how to use some of this gear that we're picking up. I can show you how to use the shield.
Nah. Nah, you're my shield.
You could also just stay close to us.
The challenge tends to be Oren likes to walk out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
He's a very forthcoming person in that sense.
Yes. Yes.
How about Quarren holding his hand then?
I mean,
Yeah. That could work.
we probably have some spare leather flowing around. We could certainly create a leash for Oren.
Hey.
Like a harness of some description.
Yeah.
Harness
I've
you in a minute.
also got some like unforged metal as well. I'm sure we can like utilize that.
You also that's Oren is here. Hearing this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll bloody harness you in a minute.
I was about to make a comment about I'm sure you'd like riding me. But we won't start there. Okay, fair enough. What have we got? I was looking through the gear that I've got. What have I got?
There
Nothing
are
that
some
would-
gimp options. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Now I kind of want to see Terris cosplaying Oren in a white suit and a leash and a collar.
leather collar. Yeah.
I
That's
have all those
very
things.
that's very unique fan art.
Yes.
One for you to draw later
I mean-
for us, Nate, and put on.
I mean nothing.
I mean,
Noted.
all right. So you pack up your stuff and head off east, or are you doing anything else in this village?
I think
I think
aren't
we're
we?
heading east.
All right.
Oh wait. As everyone leaving, she's not the best to write, so she will like draw like a shadow with like some charcoal on like and be like trying to be like warning.
All right.
So and then she will look at everyone being like all black everywhere and be like,
Good job.
I think people will understand to stay inside.
I think they will.
And then she does this, and she get black in her face and be like, let's go.
All right. So you set off in the morning, and the moment you come outside of what looks like the boundaries of this village, the relatively snow-free area gives way to large drifts, and you walk for a good half a day before you reach the borders. Now, the overcast day is starting to break up and sunlight is streaming down, which makes it extremely uncomfortable for both Romulus and Oren. But you have a covered cart, so you can travel inside it without incidents.
Yes, so I think Oren is in there and he's just knitting away.
I think I'll be in there as well.
After about half a day, the cart crests a hill, and you look down across this huge expanse of just plains. From where you're standing,
Oh wow.
all the way to the horizon, there is grasslands. You can see a few places where
No snow.
like rocks and mountains break up the area, but compared to the marshlands that you walk through, it's enormous spaces. And yes, it doesn't seem to be any snow falling at all in this region.
Good.
From where you're standing, you can also see what looks like just inside where the fall has stopped, a large thicket of trees. And in this thicket, from what you can tell, it's maybe 4-5 kilometers to one side, this forest. But towards the north side of it is a curving tower of stone that just pokes out of the trees. And seeing as it's the only tower within viewing distance from where you're standing, you have a good sense that this is probably Mordain's Hall. And it's in the middle of a foreboding forest.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
And
Are we?
I love this for me. And us. Yeah.
Remus unhooks his great axe and starts smiling at the thought of chopping trees down.
So, question: how long have we been traveling to get to the plains from the place we were at before?
Yes.
So you've traveled. Words. You have traveled about 6 hours at this point. You come to a place where a hill. You just crested a hill. And looking down from where you're standing, it's maybe another 8-12 hours to the forest line.
Okay.
So
it's been less than a day.
Yeah, it's less than a day.
Okay.
But it's a new day, so to speak, from the Rakshasa fight. And
so I have taken a long rest and I've gotten my health back, yes?
yes, all of you have taken a long rest.
That's why I suggested we do that before we travel, just in case DM has weird travel shenanigans we have to deal with.
And
Shadows
would
chases
never.
from village. DM would.
And how many of you are there now? There's 4 of you, not including me, right?
yes,
Uh-huh.
Let me check aid. How many people can I... Up to 3. Shit.
If you upcast it, I think you pick more.
Hmm?
I think if you upcast it, you can select more people, can't you, with aid?
No, it
Or
just gives more hit points.
Oh, that's shit. I'm joking.
yes.
It's a good one.
So no, what he'll do is he'll cast it at 2nd level, giving you each 5 hit points, and he'll do it twice, getting himself as well. And so there's 5 of us, right?
Yes.
So he'll also get Elam.
Okay.
No. He'll also get the chest whistle actually, because that thing actually does stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Elam is not fighting. Flo would never put Elam in harm's way.
Elam has
So
just
you
been
expect 5 temporary hit points, and 5 hit point maximum as well, I believe.
Yep.
Mm.
No, it's
No, you heal
5 hit
5
point maximum.
and gain 5 hit maximum.
Yeah, and current hit points. Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, you've got a +5 on your hit point max now, and so do I. So I've got to change that.
Yay, 5 temporary.
Yeah. It's probably easier if you just put it on temporary and then remember that you don't have to remove that if you gain other 5 temp. We'll look into that at some point. It's easier than just adding and subtracting and adding.
See, in D&D Beyond, if you've got your D&D Beyond sheets open, you can just go into max hit point modifier and put a 5 in there.
Yeah. But then you have to remember
Which is
to
how I
remove
do
it.
Yep.
Uh,
But that is a thing that he'll do every morning, so I wouldn't worry too much about that
yeah.
either.
I mean, that's fair. All right. So you travel. So you've traveled about 6 hours at this point, and it's early afternoon, I'd say, because if you traveled about an hour or so after sunrise, it would be early afternoon at this point. And traveling another 2 hours, you get to what looks like this road, like a paved road that seems to just end.
A lonely road?
Yes, a lonely road.
The Yellow Brick Road.
Only one.
The only one I ever known.
I mean, it depends on who you ask, but you walk up to this, what looks like the start of a paved road. You can easily have 2 carts meeting with space to spare, and it seems to just end at this one point. And looking around you, you see the forest a few hours to the what would that be? Brain. A few hours ahead of you, and the rest of Droam a little bit to the southeast of where you're currently standing, because the border seems to bend a little bit. And it's strange.
Orange?
Sorry, I had to cough.
So strange.
Setting foot on this road, it's not like it has the same feel as the village did. You can see that there is snow on the ground, but not the snow drifts you have had to travel through. The paved bricks seem to have intentionally ended where you see this border, and like someone just went, oh, there's a wall here, and so we line the bricks up. They don't taper off, they just stop.
It's very peculiar.
It's weird.
You gotta stop construction somewhere.
Sorry,
I'm not
being
sure how
stupid.
that. I'm not sure that's how that works, Ground. I mean, I'm not a smart man, but it seems a bit weird.
So you know how you would cut stone if there's a wall there to just line up with the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain's farting. For want of a better way of putting it, is the road in Droam or is it in where we've just come from? So it's literally just we walk up and a road suddenly magically appears in front of us, as
So
if it's
it seems like you from the map you have, the borders to Droam are still like an hour or so ahead of you.
okay.
But this road is, and this peculiar lack of snow seems to be on the Shadow Marshes side of the border, but it basically just cut off there, and as if someone put up an invisible barrier.
Right. Got ya. Sorry, my brain. I was like, which side is the road? What?
No, so it's up to you really if you went directly east towards Mourning's Hall or went down south towards the marked areas on your map. To just skirt around the forest, or if you wanted to cut through the forest first. And then down to the marked road. Or marked areas on the map. But yeah,
Do we have any preference really around forest or through forest?
I mean, either way, it will get us to where we want to go. I
Yeah.
suppose going directly through might be quicker rather than having to go round it.
Yeah, and we can hunt on the way then, because
That is true, but then
things see
again,
us and run away.
Then it might provide for a more stealthy approach.
very true.
Stealth, which is your forte.
I've only fallen flat twice.
Mm-hmm. And you stealth by smashing things with hammers.
Yes. Or I stealth by getting frustrated whilst you sort of tinker with the locks and I go and ask someone for help.
Hey.
I feel you're
Now
counter judging.
don't be spiteful.
I'm not being spiteful. I'm just implying. Exactly.
You are, yes.
Flo and I have a certain approach to doors which involves blunt force trauma.
Linear impact driving.
Yes. Yes. To put
Or
it
we
into
We
management
can also
speak.
use our heads.
Yes. We are very impactful.
I'd agree with that.
all right. So, standing
Good with your
there
hands, Nick.
by this road, looking around you, you do see far off in the distance where the steel gray sky meets what looks like war-torn earth. Almost like a ring of mountains. They're a bit fuzzy because it's on the edge of the horizon from what, like, if you're standing on ground, there's only so far you can actually see before, horizon happens. But it's almost like stepping into this enormous valley. And following the road, this paved road, eventually even the light dusting of snow seemed to vanish. And then you come to a set of arches, like trellis arches, that seem to
I was going to
line.
say, are they golden? Can we get McDonald's?
No, these look like they. It looks like they, in the warmer months, might have flowers on them, just to mark the road itself. But looking closer, you do see wind chimes hanging in these. And looking even closer, they are made out of bone.
Ooh.
And
Neat.
as the breeze goes through them, they jangle and clank together. Each trellis having 4 or 5 of these bone chimes. And
Query.
yes,
Looking at these bones, are they of a humanoid nature?
give me a.
They're of a dead nature.
The hell with that nature check.
Nature? I've got a +0 to that. Let's roll
That's
it.
Not negative.
It's a 3. I rolled a 3.
At least it wasn't a nat one. They are
What you looking there,
That-
Oren?
they're small enough to could be humanoid, could also be large creatures of some sort. Kind of hard to tell. Not big enough to be like they're not big bones, but you can't really tell if they're like rabbit or human hand, or you don't know.
I was just wondering if those chimes were made of people.
I mean, might as well be.
Cryon, as you say that, Oren, just as Cryon says that, you look around and you see this white fabric flowing in the soft breeze, and what looks like being nailed to a board with a dagger that still has blood traces in it. It looks like very nice fabric. Oren, you know fabric, and this is expensive white fabric that was probably part of a tabard.
Oh. How much fabric is there?
Looking closely, maybe maybe a yard.
Oh no. Anyways.
Maybe a
Yeah.
yeah, maybe about a meter by meter and a half.
Yeah.
With a hole in it.
Oren is going to quietly hop off the cart and go grab that.
All right. As you approach,
Because she has prestidigitate and mending.
you walk over to it and you see this dagger. What looked like rust at first was caked blood on it, caked and dried. And
Is the dagger a nice dagger?
It's finely crafted, but it doesn't look like it's a well-made dagger, but it doesn't look like anything special.
Hey, anyone want a knife?
Can always use a more knife. More knife.
Yes.
Knife.
And as you pull it out, you see something silvery flash in the fabric, and you hold it out, and you see the emblem of the silver flame.
Oh.
Thanks.
Well, does Flo see it?
Depends if Oren shows it off. But someone was not very happy with whoever wore this fabric.
Can Flo just tie Elam to the cart?
Mhm.
And just slowly walk around, sniffing what she can smell, see.
Yeah, you can definitely give me a perception or survival check, your choice.
Okay, what does she pass on? Let's see.
It's scent based, so you would get advantage.
Perception not so good. Survival is much better. Let's try that. Yeah.
All right. So you tie Elam to the cart, hop off, and walk over to roughly where Oren and they are standing, and you start checking for tracks, blood, anything. You get this. There's a scent of blood in the air, but it's old. It's been it's cold, and you don't really see anything around. But looking over to where Oren is standing on the side, so the trellis arches over the road. Where Oren was standing, it was nailed into the trellis, and on the side of it, you see this wooden sign with what looks like a bloodied handprint on it, as if someone fell, pushed its hand against it and fell down. And it just says Droam on the wooden sign, marking that this is the border.
Can she, like,
Well, I'm concerned.
distinguish if there was any lycanthropy in the blood? Or
With
in
an
the like,
18,
can she smell?
with an 18, you do not smell any. It smells human.
Can she, like, get what this is from her backstory? What's going on?
Yeah, I'd say Silver Flame is not welcome in Droam. And I don't know if Oran would have told her at this point or showed it off or anything like that, but there was a fight at the border. That's what you get. And
Oh, he'd have shown everyone the stuff, like he's bringing it back to the cart.
yeah, okay. Well then, Oran showing it off, there was a fight by the border. Probably Silver Crusade members trying to get in and were stopped. And with an 18, I'd say you gathered that that piece of fabric was probably nailed there as a warning, like, this is what happens to Silver Flame people that enters our country. Go away.
And Oran's just stolen the warning.
Yes.
You know, like you do.
There are probably several along the border. There's
Yes.
still a bloody
He's stolen-
handprint on the.
He is currently Actually,
I
I'm
wouldn't
not
go
sure how
in with that.
prestidigitate. I'm not sure if prestidigitate would work to be able to clean out the blood but leave the stain. If that makes sense.
That is a good question, actually.
You can't technically stain an object with prestidigitation. Give me an
No, but if the
Arcana
stain
check.
is there.
Yeah,
Can he clean without removing a stain?
give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
No, Charisma. This would be your spellcasting modifier
Okay,
because
charisma,
you're
charisma.
tweaking.
Good.
Yeah, you're tweaking a spell to do what you want. So it would be your spellcasting modifier.
Spellcasting modifier. I know where that is. I will cast Eldritch Blast. There we go. That's a 16.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of finagling at first, just testing a little bit, but you do manage to get that perfect balance between just removing the blood but keeping the stain in.
Because it's the silver flame that Flo has an issue with right now, right?
Yeah, so she basically sees what you're holding and she's like, I wouldn't take that inside here. The silver,
No.
silver flames isn't welcome.
Yeah, well, we're not going to be the silver flames. I'm going to look. I'll show you. And he's going to sort of start stitching it up into a little bag, and he's going to use the dagger, I think, that he found, the hilt of it, as part of the handle.
Flo will like look at it just so like the silver flame logo doesn't show, because that's what she's worried about. She's like, I don't want to be associated with those at all.
Yeah, no, it's clearly he's made it to look like it's a trophy that somebody has, killed a silver flame, and that's a bloody handprint and everything. So he's sort of making a little carry bag out of this.
One of the most fucked
fabric.
up tote bags in history.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't think he'll use the dagger. I think he'll make a little loop for the dagger on the side of it and then just hand it to Flo. Just here.
You can see her very like, I don't want to touch it even. But she will like take it very slowly and just hold it like this and be like, help.
I mean,
She will
if you
look
don't like
at
it,
like she. It's not that she doesn't like it, but everything with the silver flame, she has a bad experience with. So you're basically handing her a bad experience right now. And she's very
I-
like, help.
I think just,
You
if you
can-
don't like it, you can sell it.
She will just look at both the twins.
Would you like me to keep hold of it for you? I'll take it and I'll put it somewhere where no one can, find it unless they're digging through stuff.
It's a very lovely gift, Orin, but and you can
You're
see her
still
ear
too
flop down
afraid.
again, and the tail even put between her legs.
Oh, you're all right. It's all right.
Okay.
I'm very sorry I didn't like your gift.
It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's just that every time I see the silver flame, they are after werewolves, and they chop people's head off and put them on poles. And you can see her like
Mm.
very distressed.
I put my hand on her shoulders, like, it's okay.
Well, we're not going to
And-
let that
Yeah.
happen to you.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I said, yes, down their britches. Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
But as I can see here, like someone is fighting them off, so
Mm,
it should
Yeah.
be safe in here.
it should be.
Could be.
Yeah.
But thank you again for trying to make a gift. It was
That's all
very.
right.
I don't usually get gifts, so I'm very sorry I didn't like it.
Oh, we can.
But you said you
I can make you more gifts.
Oh, Elam would still like that vest
Yeah,
you
it's-
were talking about.
Oh, believe me, it's gonna happen.
And she will look over to Elam and be like, "You would look so dapper, Elam."
He really will.
Mm.
He will really like it, and hopefully, it. I think you should make it a little bit tight though, so we can't chew it off.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice and tight.
There's one. So,
Hmm.
you have about, at this point, you would have about an hour or so until sundown. But you don't see any snow on the ground. You have this rather grim reminder to who and what lives within the borders of Droam. What would you like to do?
Keep reminding the twins that. So, regarding what we're heading up against. Against, yes, I'm saying against because there's no for or winning in this scenario.
So it's
I mean, says you're willing to try. You're welcome to try. I'm welcome to not not engage in that in that scenario. I'm saying that there's potential for butthurt. And by butthurt, I mean butthurt by first pulling out your spine through your ass and then whipping you with it.
you know, I think I know someone who did that once.
No,
Well,
that's
do tell.
that's a superpower.
I think I met someone in prison who did that once. His name was Gerald.
You can see Flo just looking between you guys, being like, "What the actual fuck?" But very surprised. She's like,
She think the twins were quite nice people, and then she's realizing that they're actually both quite violent.
"But the thing
It wasn't
is,
me who did this, but I.
So the thing is, like, she is used to violence, but she's like still surprised to hear you guys talking about it because normal human beings aren't that open about it. So she's very like,
We're very used to this kind of talk. We're very jaded to it.
I mean, I was a mercenary before all of this happened. It comes with the territory.
I mean, you are all very capable fighters. I saw that. Even you, Oren.
Thanks.
So, have we decided whether we're going through the woods or not through the woods? Because Craren has information depending on which way we were going to go.
Well, I think the intention is to go through the woods.
Yeah. So, Morden might not be the best kind of person. Experimenting on, bodies and such, and horrible experiments. Let's call it that, right? So, in the woods surrounding the hall we're going to are things known as skin weavers.
What?
Come again?
Okay. So, skin weavers. Created by Morden. They are
You can do
severed
that?
hands and heads of what used to be people, and they can reproduce and do things. Not necessarily zombies or undead as you might think of. These are very much alive, but they are spindly creatures and things of the sort. So there's a lot of nasty things in the forests around here.
Oh,
If you
that's
want
less-
to run
Yeah.
into them, yes, we can go through the forest.
Is there any particular
mind.
technique for disposing of them?
Uh,
No offense,
severe
Flo.
violence.
Oh, there's no requirement to have, and apologies, Flo, silver involved, is there?
No. Severe violence. Lots of it. And if it doesn't work on the first try, more violence.
Blunt force trauma it is. And he kind of
X.
cracks his
Yes.
knuckles.
So,
You look like you've got something to say there, Flo.
I mean,
She
you
was-
have things in there. Things that will want to eat your face. Things that will likely kill you. And we're going to the guy creating these things that would likely kill you. I just want to put this into perspective.
Okay.
Yes.
Basically, Flo is just like holding up her hand to Craren.
Yes, go on.
I'd rather not have silver on me for the first, and for the second, I kind of like living.
Let's avoid
So
the
did
silver
Oren until he
bit.
started this journey.
It's like that. Yeah, let's avoid the silver bits, but the alive parts we can work on. Yeah, but just want you to be aware of what we're going up against. Is more the more information you have, it increases your likelihood of surviving, if I can put it like that.
So
And I much like you enjoy this being alive bit.
So basically, just smash.
Oh yes, smash, and lots of it.
Okay. And what's the? Is there anything we need to know if we decide to go round the forest?
It's less of an hindrance. It's a longer walk, but it's also less risk of ending up with your insides on the outside. Pick your poison.
And she's again going for the like.
Right? Yes, Flo.
I
Yes,
like
Flo?
I like my insights on the insides.
Wise choice. So, how about the rest of you guys? Do we take a longer walk around and have less flailing to do? Or do we barge through? Your choice.
I vote for barge through.
Considering
Remus barging through? Okay.
Considering the fact that we don't know how the situation will be when we actually get there,
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to risk being like worn out by smashing through a bunch of abominations. Now that I know this information, I'm leaning more towards smashing later and going around.
Going around. So 2 for going around. Oren.
I'll just follow the group. I really don't mind.
So Oren doesn't mind. Remus wants to barge. 2 wants to go around. Craren likes being alive.
Fine. If we're going to go around, we can go around. But if I'm sulking because of it, it's all on you.
And I will take that, but do know, Remus, as a treat, when we find a town, I'm buying the first and second rounds. You know, as a treat. Just keep that in mind. You have something good waiting for you, okay?
Fine.
I can
But if
also
we-
give you a treat.
Mm-hmm. What type of treat, Flo?
And she will rummage through her bag. And she will pull up jerky meat. And she will hand it like nicely over.
Remus will take it and say, well, thank you. This gives me something to chew on. And
It's very chewy.
exactly. It gives me something to chew on. I guess, seeing as though we're not going to go through the forest, we can go around the outside.
All right.
You're free to step into the woods if you want to, but
Well,
I'm
if we
not
do
supposed-
get to Mourning, and he is in the tower,
yes.
and we do feel the urge to remove his head from his body,
Uh-huh.
we would not still need to deal with the skin weavers
Skin weave,
later anyway.
But we can do it afterwards.
And we might have cool things in the tower.
Yeah.
And it's better to take down the big guy first than the small one.
Fine, if you insist, we will go around.
It's more of a lessening the chances of having to wake up in a bath full of ice, missing your kidneys.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, it's such a drag.
Mm.
But
Alright.
surely that means that we'll get into the hall quicker.
Hey, Craren,
Yes, Oren.
if someone stole your kidney, do you reckon a solid cure wounds would fix it?
I
I don't
I
think
think
you
so.
can grow body parts.
think so. Is as in you will no longer have a hole in your tummy, but you will also not have internal organs.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, you would need regenerate or greater restoration for that.
Oh, that's not good.
Potato.
Let's not lose our kidneys. Yeah.
Yeah, no. You would need regenerate for that because greater restoration doesn't do body parts.
I'm quite attached to my kidneys.
Yeah. And my liver, because you can't live without your liver. That's why it's called a liver, because it does your living.
Okay.
Not quite how that works, Oren. Not quite how that works. But I see where you're going with it, and I'm going to give you a point for it. You get cookie points.
Cookies? You've been holding out on me?
Definitely. Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So you travel on for another hour or so to find a place to camp. The wind, while there is no snow on the ground or in the air, the wind is just biting enough to become uncomfortable even with Craren's heating cube. And it's like, you know that sensation in spring where you're in a warm spot, but the wind still hits you from the sides? And you set up camp, and the forest is still within eyeshot. And as you look closer at it, there's something very distinctly wrong with the trees. They seem...
Define wrong.
It's hard to tell from this distance, but you can't really say if it's because it's winter or because the trees are dead, but none of them seem to have leaves. And you get this creeping sensation of just something wrong with the trees.
It's deeply upsetting.
And as you are making camp, I need all of you
Oh, fuck you.
to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Really?
Yes.
I
Alright.
hate you.
I've got a +1 to that. That's a 15.
Can I use my inspiration?
Yeah, if you want.
Do I still get advantage?
That's a 15.
Good stuff.
That's a 10. I don't have inspiration anymore.
All right. Everyone, you get this creeping sensation of, you know, that sensation of being watched
Ah, bloody hell.
that seems to just wash over you, and it's a very intense sensation of being observed.
Trees are alive with the sounds of undead, or how that was how the song went.
Getting to that point, Romulus and Craren, that feeling of being watched, of being observed, of it's almost like it would be comforting because it feels like you're being watched and then discarded. Like just looked at, judged, and then found the same feeling that you would probably have if you were looking at a fly on the wall. You know you're there, and then doesn't matter. And that's when that fear sets in. That like whatever is observing you is so out of your league that it could probably crush you without even thinking. And
I don't like that.
let's see.
See,
No, wait,
my previous
Romulus.
point.
Romulus, you succeeded actually. Who rolled a 15? Yeah.
Me.
Oren and Crown.
Me.
My bad. And Flo, you get that feeling. Craren, you're paralyzed for a moment in sitting in that feeling of total insignificance. Oren and Flo, you managed to barely break out of it. And because you need to roll a 15 or higher. But
Oh.
that fear seems to settle for a moment, and with some deep breathing and focus, you manage to shake off that feeling. Remus, you get that sensation, and with that 20, you manage to follow that attention back, and you look not towards the woods, but towards the plains. And you know that your dark vision does not reach that far. but you can still see a massive outline of something gargantuan moving across the plains in the backdrop of the last few strands of light coming from the west. A long limb stepping forward, not ending in a foot, but in a spike. Settling down, each moving slowly across this plain. Huge antlered head, first turning towards you and then back to direct the direction it's going. And something in you tells you that this is a beast of some sort, but it's not something you've ever seen before. And that extreme sensation of absolute insignificance in the face of this creature. It's kind of unsettling.
Kind of.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
And just for reference, the creature I used for reference in this doesn't have a stat block.
What?
Have you got an image somewhere? I'd love to see an image.
yes.
Mhm. Let me grab it for you, put it in your handout, and the inspiration I used is from the Grim Hollow setting.
Oh no, I need to go get the Grim Hollow book out.
I have concerns.
I have
Just
a few
saying.
as well.
Let me see where I put it. There it is. I love this creature. I was dying to put it in Drawam because it fits so well.
Kenny.
It's a Kenny.
There you go.
The beast.
Where'd you put it?
It's in handouts
Handouts.
at the top
It-
of
It reminds me of like a Wendigo, a little bit.
a little bit.
In the top of
Yeah.
where?
Oh.
At the top
And
of
the top is the where the character sheets are.
Oh, it's on. I'll post it on Discord as well. But
Do I get a sense that this thing was made by this wizard guy, or is it something like completely like known
Unrelated.
to this plane?
Oh, I hate it.
give
I
me
love it.
a nature check.
Sure. What did I get? I'm not rolling very well today.
You get a sense it's old. Very old. Probably not made by a mortal being. But other than that, it's like staring at the I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like staring into the Grand Canyon and ask if it was man-made. It could be. But
I'm sure there were some people
Thanks, I hate
digging
it.
down there at some
Yep.
point.
and I was dying to put this one in Roam because it was like, it fits so well.
No.
So whereabouts is it on the map compared to where we are currently?
So I'd say, let me move this thing. So you are roughly about down here. Roughly, because the thing doesn't want to be where I put it. But you'd guess it's...
What is it? Hold Alt and you can drag the
Yeah,
the
so
token
roughly
to where
about
the
there.
fuck you want.
Again, your
So we
dark
can
vision doesn't...
see it?
Itchy.
Well, if Remus points it out, you can just barely see it as the sun has set. But like the last light from the sky is giving you the silhouette of a massive creature.
And did it appear out of nowhere? How could we miss something like that?
I cast Eldritch Blast. I am fucking joking.
You can. It's too far away to connect. So I pinged it roughly on the map, roughly where it would
Blip.
be. Probably a day's walk from where you currently are at is where it passed, and you could still see it.
Does Flo
hate
know what
that.
it is if it gets pointed out?
Give me a history or history check. I don't think you've encountered it before.
I am so smart.
I mean, you've heard legends of it's known as the beast. It's like an urban legend, but now you have seen it, so it's real. But it's like it's one of those make sure you behave or the beast's gonna come take you.
She will
Make
just
sure you
like
behave, or it's going to eat the village.
Basically.
you can just see her jaw kind of like drop, and you can tell that her ears have gone down again, and she is like, "I remember my mother telling me about the thing."
What is it?
It's called
death if you go there.
Beast.
Ah,
It's usually. I didn't think it really existed. It's more like a horror story for kids if we don't behave.
I kind of want to ride it, but not.
But is this the first time I ever seen it? And she kind of like ears down. She's like, ah.
And yeah, it's like it is really far away and still huge.
Towering.
Yeah, it's towering over the landscape around you.
I would very much not like to. I would very much not like to go there.
I agree. Let's not go there. Yeah, that is big, and chances are things that are that big tend, in my opinion, tend to be pretty vicious.
Yes.
I don't think we're significant enough to register.
Could we?
Karen, do you like grapes?
Yes,
Yeah?
I do.
Okay. Would you say a single grape is a significant meal?
I wouldn't even consider it to be the whole part of a snack.
But if someone gave you a grape, or there was a single grape growing on a vine and you saw it, you'd go, "Oh, grape!" Snatch, gobble, right? I mean, if it was within grabbing distance.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, so we're not nowhere near that thing, right?
It's an analogy.
I like to think not.
Yeah, okay.
Unless Remus have, ideas of hugging it personally.
Nah. If he's gonna try and grab it, I'm gonna tie him up with my yarn and stuff him in the door. And I don't care if I'm a twig and he could break me in half. It's not happening. Remus, it's not happening.
I mean, with that sake, people would go for it. It starts slowly drifting out of camp as if he's going to start chasing after it.
Regarding this thing I mentioned before about I like to think I can extend this to the group in general. I like this being alive deal. I much less enjoy the being chomped alive to death bits.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Like, we're totally on the same page here. We're not going near that. I don't care what they say. No, can't make me.
I think I was going to say so.
I like being alive and don't go after myths. Usually myths have truths in it.
Very true.
I mean, if this chompopotamus wants to chomp on us, yeah, it's not going to stop chomping on us. It will chomp on our general vicinity, including the village we may or may not be inside at the moment.
Great.
Remus is a good 10 foot away at this point.
Remus, come back here. I think it
Remus.
would be a very good idea to maybe set up camp for the night. Wouldn't everyone agree?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yes. I'm in favor of remaining here for a moment. Should that thing come closer, on the other hand, I'm in favor of
Fucking off?
going. Yes.
Yeah.
To quote
asked
something
it.
made, a note made in the chat, Remus will kind of turn around and go, "But big monster," and then kind of keep walking towards him.
I hear what you're saying, Remus. I hear what you're saying. If
For
you
once
find
in a life, no smashing.
if you can find a way to get to the monster safely, smash at it in its general direction, and come back alive, and not bring that thing with you. If you can do that, by all means, have an excursion.
Okay. And he turns back around and starts walking towards it. I'm joking.
I was going to say Oren is about to grab you by your belt loops and physically try and pull you back, which would mean Oren is going with you because he'd just be dragged along. But
No, he as much as I like to play him stupid, he isn't that stupid. Not yet, anyway.
Not
That's
when it's
ominous.
his time to use the brain cell.
Yes.
All right.
Give it another 14 levels or so, and he might give it a go.
Yeah,
Yes.
in about 14 levels or so, I might have to actually invent a stat block for this thing. We don't know.
Oren's main thought is that he wants to build a little house on its back. But, he figures if he lives on top of it and like helps it or whatever, nothing will fuck with him. So
Yeah, I
it's
mean
called
that
a
is
symbiotic relationship.
very true.
I scrub your back.
Yeah.
You protect me.
Actually, Remus, give me a... Oh, what would that be? Straight wisdom check, actually. Thinking for a moment and fighting with your desire to go fight this thing, you do realize it's probably a day or so away from where you're currently at, and then you remember you have seen things as big as these. They were made out of metal.
Oh, them, yes.
And to say they were parked would not be accurate. More like they stopped functioning and then just stopped where they were standing. They were known as the Warforged Colossi.
Ooh.
In total, 5 were built towards the end of the last war, used for transporting troops. And I'd say Remus would have seen some in his journeys as a mercenary. At least one. And the Colossi are also gargantuan. probably not that big. You could probably not see it from a whole day away at this clarity. So, but you've seen things that are absolute units. And yeah, I'd say it reminds you of having seen one of those huge ass robots.
Cool.
yeah, it's more than 60 feet away. It's at about 40 miles away.
A bit short.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe at level 20.
I mean, D&D doesn't necessarily lend itself to size descriptions because
No.
gargantuan in that sense just means larger than 20 feet,
Yeah,
20 by 20-ish something.
yeah.
So larger than, yay much.
Yeah, and while 20 feet is impressive, it's the size of a regular, roughly the size of a regular house, like a 2-story house. An ancient dragon is like twice that size, so, you know. A Tarrasque is described to be the size of a mountain. Yeah, you set up camp that night, still a little bit rattled. Kraran, you managed to, after a not too long while, regain your faculties and shake the old noggin back into working order. And your watches continue
Yes.
within eyeline of the forest.
So, camp,
Yes.
thanks.
Camp
Yeah, camp.
things. Watchers keep watch.
Watch the nat ones continue.
At least you're burning them here and not in the battle. Hey, it's a 16.
Hey,
That was a... What check was that? Perception?
Yes.
Yes. Ah, 16.
Oh, nice. Both of you rolled really well.
Yes.
With both of you with a 16, you're still out in the plains, and you do see a few small creatures scurrying around. Oren, during your watch, you feel that you could probably set up a snare or something and expand on your
he'd do that.
rations. And Kraran, during your watch, you're still a little bit too far away from the forest line. It's about an hour or so away. You can see it, but it's gonna take you a while to get there. You can barely see it. It's outside your the range of your dark vision, but in the now rather bright night, clouds have vanished and the moon is rather bright. You do see some movement of beasts coming in and out against the relatively pale ground around you. There's a lot of dried grass around you.
Mm-hmm.
And the location you've picked is excellent because you have visuals all around in this relatively bright night. You can see off in a distance what looks like a large camp that has been set up. Fires burning in the, brightly. You can see the glittering in moonlight Blackwater Lake further to the south. And the forests to the south of Droam. But nothing really happens during your watch. You see a few birds fly by, but that's it. Oren, like I mentioned, you find some tracks of beasts, rabbits,
Excellent.
rabbits and birds, and you set up a snare to try and capture something.
Yep,
and
he would-
yeah.
Yep.
And I'd say towards the end of your watch, when you go check the snare, you find a rabbit there.
Excellent. That is going into the fry pan.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so as the sun rises again in the morning, could I have Icon's con save from those who slept through the night?
I would have slept through the night. Yes. No, I didn't sleep.
Oh,
No.
I'm rolling so badly.
We don't do the sleepy bits, Oren.
All right. Remus and Flo, you wake up feeling surprisingly refreshed. Having swapped the rather comfortable wind, protected against wind-sheltered house for the tents. Wasn't too jarring, and you had a pretty nice sleep. Romulus, you wake up and your whole entire body aches. You've slept wrong, your hand is asleep, and everything just hurts. You did get a full long rest, so you're not exhausted, but you know how you wake up sometimes in the morning and everything just hurts?
Right.
Oh, I can make this better. So, you know how dogs, like, end up sleeping on top of you and being like, you wake up like you're getting smushed?
Yeah.
So I'm just imagining, like, the brothers are sleeping somewhat close, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the only thing that's on top of, like, Remus, right?
Yeah.
Romulus.
Yeah, but Remus is Psychole's character. Everything
Oh,
that's on,
gotcha.
like,
Yes.
Remus' character is, like, half a foot. And, like, on the rest is, like, Flo, like, basically, like, just curled up, has, like, twigs in her hair because she's been rolling around everywhere, and then ended up on top of them, and, like, this is the position. And she has, like, no idea she's on top of them, being, like, all out.
Yes, pillow.
Sorry?
I said, so you were using Romulus as a pillow. Or
Yeah.
breakfast as a pillow.
Yeah, so Romulus is like the main pillow. You're like the pillow for like one of her feet, and most likely, as you're about, like how you get woken up is basically her tail just swagging you in the middle of the face.
All right. Yep. But you're
How to
woken
make
up
people
by...
sleep uncomfortable.
Yes. But you're woken up by the nice sense of cooking, as Oren is making breakfast once again. And it is a strange sensation stepping out of the tent for the first time in a long time and not being knee-high in snow. Even though you've cleaned up most of the areas that you've been camping so far, wind is a thing that happens, but this ground is clear. Even though it's a little bit, what's it called? Muddy. It's clear of snow and rather almost spring-like. Even though it's the middle of winter. You have breakfast and you're ready to set off. So you've managed to skirt
Excellent.
around the forest and are now just south of the forest leading up to Mordane's Hall. The forest is less dense here. It looks like it's like an elongated strip of forest. So it seems like going in from the south will leave you with less time having to be under these odd trees. They are now about an hour away from you. And they don't look any more inviting in sunlight.
Oh no.
So,
Is everybody ready?
are you ready?
Yep. As I click my neck, trying to stretch it to make it more comfortable.
Look, Ma, I have a circulatory system. Whee!
Oh no.
And
So
you
the
can
goal-
just see Flo being happy, slept well, on the comfy,
Everyone
just
else.
soft. Like, yeah, coughed and it was so soft and comfy, just sleeping.
I'm very glad. Shall we?
You guys all right?
Going in a general that way direction.
Yeah.
All right. So you're heading north towards the forest, and once again you seem to crest like a tiny little hill. It seems like the sensation of it being a valley intensifies the more you get into it, as it seems to be like flowing downwards towards the Great Crag. So you're now moving up a hill, as opposed to before when you walked in, you were moving downwards, and you come up, and eventually just get over this hill and look down. You can see the forest line maybe 5 minutes away. Tall trees that seem to be bereft of all leaves in this green, brown, purple color. Something just rotten about most of the trees. And the ground is absolutely covered in debris. Not like big logs or anything that would hinder movement per se, but it will slow you down with the cart.
Does anything like seem off, like more than usual?
You stop for a moment and listen. You can hear bird song. You can hear the rustling of small critters like squirrels or rats. You can hear a woodpecker. And nothing really seems off, other than the trees are weird and rotting.
Can Flo like go over to one of the trees and just like dig her nails in a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. You go over to the tree and dig in your nails, and you feel it gives like bark gives. It splinters slightly under your nails, and you come away with holding bark in your hand.
She would just like sniff it, like, and everyone in the party will look at her weirdly, but she will start like nibbling on it a bit.
Are you hungry?
Oh no.
As you sniff it, you get this kind of coppery scent, and tree and wood and like mold.
Decay.
A little bit of decay, yeah, but like the kind that you would get in a really, really old forest. Not the kind that you had in your basement where things were with rotting food, but this is like really old forest decay kind of scent. And you start chewing on it. It tastes like wood bark and a little bit salty.
She's basically just checking if there's poison in the ground, kind of, if she can, like, pinpoint. If it's not that, she will just spit it out again.
Other than the strange taste of salt, it doesn't taste weird in any way. It tastes like bark. Like the bark of a leafy tree.
So she will just spit it out, look at everyone, and just act like nothing. Like, this is normal.
Anything of note?
It wasn't poison. It
Okay.
tasted a little bit salty, though. And it smells kind of coppery. I never smelled that before. At least not
What's
from a
up?
tree. I mean, I smelled copper before, but never from a tree.
Yeah, I don't think trees should smell like copper.
Oh, I guess I should, like, kind of tell you I have a tendency to taste things.
Oh, that's fine. That's all right.
No, that's fair enough.
Nam.
Yes, Nam.
Oh, I don't, like, eat... And she will, like do this, like, on you. Like, I don't, like, eat people or anything. It's not like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Didn't think you
we'll be
would.
fine. You're okay.
Haven't eaten anyone yet.
No, but I mean, like, people assume since I'm and you can see her being stressed.
I pat you on the head. It's okay. It's okay. You're fine.
I just think, like, this forest is weird, and I thought maybe since it smelled coppery, it might be poison, but since it's salty, I don't think it's poison, and I don't feel anything. I usually, like, feel a little tingle, little bit, like a very small one in my tongue if it's poison. Since I don't really get poisoned that much, I over-explaining this, aren't I?
You're fine.
Since you don't really get poisoned that much, as opposed to all the times when you would normally otherwise.
I mean, you can give me poison right now, and I would feel a tingle, but not that much.
Weird flex, but okay.
I mean, it's nice when people have tried to poison you. I mean, I once had some villagers that found out I was a werewolf, and they tried to poison me to make me fall asleep. And then the silver hand came, and well, it didn't go that well for them. I managed to run away, though.
Well, that's good.
All right.
But the villagers weren't that happy I didn't fall asleep. But
all right. You wander into the forest, or are you checking the area, or what are you doing? There is a path, like a cleared path.
We're just on a funky map. Where the hell are we? I understand with the pin and I understand the thing, but what's around us? I don't see things.
Yes, I know.
Freeze.
Because you haven't walked into the forest yet, and I can't put you on the map yet.
Oh no.
Shall we go into the forest?
There's a different
Since
map
there's a map
depending on
there.
what you want to do. You can go into the forest, and that's one map. You can continue doing other stuff, and that's another map. Yeah. Or you can do...
We're just on the main map. It's more of a
yeah.
things doesn't make sense in my head. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So you're heading into the hall. So let's move you guys to the map then.
Right. The question is, do we leave the mules and the cart outside of the forest or just inside the forest? Or do we take them all the way to the hall?
Holy shit.
I'm going to assume that our pack animals' chance of survival is greater on the outside than on the inside.
But do we trust it, like the cart and all that, just being left alone?
The alternative being
We traipse them through this and have to protect them.
That is true.
I mean, we can bring them if you want. I'm just saying that.
No, I wouldn't want them to get hurt.
Keep in mind that your cart is loaded with Flo's stuff.
It's also
As
true.
well as
And
the
the
door.
door.
And the door.
Yes, the door.
Does that-
It's coming with us, I think.
Yeah, I think we should bring everything with us. I
Yeah.
don't want to lose my stuff.
You can put a
Well-
lot of the stuff inside the door.
That's
Yeah.
Can
Could we
hold the
estimate
door
how
with
long
the
the
door?
Could we estimate how long the journey might be from the edge of the forest to the hall?
Give me a survival check.
I was also just realised that we could just make the lives of the mules so much easier if we just put everything into the dimensional door. Then they just have to move the door, and not like a whole cart full of stuff and the door.
19. Looking at the path you're looking at the forest and how twisted and gnarled the trees are, and like taking half a step back to try to locate where the tower is. You estimate that maybe half a day.
Okay. I won't suggest that then. Because what I was going to suggest was that we could put the mules and we could put everything inside the door, and Remus would just carry the door. With the exception of the cart, we'll just leave the cart outside. It
yeah,
just
let's
looks part.
let's not make our mules ancient and starving.
I mean, if we leave them for an hour, that's 3 hours is a day. A day is just over a week.
There are plenty of mushrooms down there.
Yeah, more of a. It's not going to be the end of the world in that sense.
If you put them in with
It's
the
fine.
feed, the feed might be gone.
And then we'll have to forage and do stuff before we even get to the next village for them. That's fine. It was going to be a suggestion, but we can carry on as is. Oren, you're in charge of the animals, and Remus will kind of walk off out in front slightly to almost start scouting.
All right. Well, if you start scouting, give me a perception check. You start scouting around, and all of it looks like unsettling, but not dangerous. And then you look into a shrub, and you see there's not really any other way to say it. It looks like a huge vine that someone decided to stick swords into, because the thorns are about a foot long and seem to be going all the way from under the brush, curl out, and then in under the brush again. And you also find spider webs.
Oh, not staplers.
That's.
Ah.
Oh no,
Remus
we're
will
doing
light
it again.
Remus will light a torch
All right.
Really light a torch? No, he won't light a torch. He'll make sure he's got it. He'll slow down and start track it, almost like start cautiously walking for the forest in preparation for some sort of ambush.
All right. You start walking through the forest, and you see more and more of these spider webs. Not huge ones, but a lot. And you see moss hanging down from trees, very much in the same way as they did out in the shadow marshes. And you get the feeling that these trees are very, very old. And like twisted and gnarled and just curled with age and weird kind of trying to fill out whatever space there is available. And for a moment, you look, and out of the corner of your eye, you see what looks like a face on a tree. You turn and you realize it's just bark that has grown that way.
The trees are alive. Sound bullshit.
The rest of you following Remus?
Yep.
All right. I can move all of you if you want, but...
Sorry, I just put something in my mouth when you asked.
Okay. Are you following Remus?
Yep.
I'd like to think so, yeah.
Okay. The path you see seems to be oft traveled by things, as in it's been cleared. In a matter of speaking, you see these thick vines coming in and out of the shrubbery, but the shrub seems to have been cleared off this path. And then, Remus, you actually low, I think, because your perception being what it is, you start hearing this clicking sound, the kind of sound, and you hear rustling just as Remus, out from what looks like a burrow made out of twisted vegetation, 2 long legs come out, and then a body seems to, almost in a wave form, bend down and come back up. The top part being that of some kind of fey creature looking. Long ears. Welcome, Raiders. Long ears stretching back, and 3 sets of eyes across the forehead. The upper torso of what looks like a male of this species, but the bottom is that of a gigantic spider. As it walks, moving towards you, looking down at you, as it is a good foot taller than you are, as it's standing up. Let me move the thing onto the token layer. There it is.
This isn't terrifying at all.
No.
Good thing.
Oh, visitors, welcome.
Where is it?
Right here.
Over here.
Oh, Oh, that's... Aaron would know what that is. Immediately, wouldn't he?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, he's just going to... Is this a male or a female?
It's a male, I just can't make that voice.
No, that's fine. I was just
Yeah, it's male.
making sure.
So just...
Yeah.
What brings you here?
Is Drow a separate language, and would Oren know it?
Drow is
Or is it a dialect? Of
It's a
Elvish?
dialect of Elvish.
And he would speak that, I'm sure.
Yes. You were raised in Zendrick.
Yes.
So yes.
Yeah, and he would just show whatever sign of respect a Drow would show to a Drider. And
Mhm.
just say, "We're just passing through, my lord."
I haven't been a lord in a very long. Have I ever? No, I don't. Been a long time. You are looking for the Lord of the Tower.
We didn't say that, my lord.
Why else would he be here? No one goes into the forest. No one except lost little
we're just-
lambs.
I'm just imagining she's
well.
still having her hoodie on and she's like,
Well, lambs though we may be, we're just passing through, sir. You're a long way from. Yeah, you're a long way from the homeland, aren't you?
Homeland, this has always been my home. I came here, never left, never left.
You were born here?
Born made, who can tell?
Ah.
No, I was not born here. I came here. I was sent to visit in the tower, and I never left.
Do you like it here?
Like is a strong word. I live here, I serve here. This is where I stay.
This is a bit deranged.
It's home.
I'm sorry?
Is it home to you?
I have my home, and he points back to the burrow.
Mm-hmm. And a lovely home it is.
Thank you. Are you a snack or a visitor? Make a decision, make it fast.
Visitor, not snack. So,
Ah, shame. My children are hungry and they wish.
food.
Food.
Hungry.
We have an excellent creature out back here by the name of Elam.
Oh,
Farron, no.
no,
Huh?
no.
Oren is going to look through his pack for something meaty. And offer it. It's a small token, but hopefully one that will grant us free passage.
Passage.
And
maybe.
the rest of you will notice that his accent has very much changed while talking. The way he speaks has very much changed while talking to this creature. Carlos, come. Sit.
Snack. Snack for everyone. Snack for my children's bed. Snack for myself.
Yes, a small token,
Right.
sir.
And from the trees, you hear this creaking sound as a large spider, very similar to the Drider's lower body, comes and starts climbing down. And you see this giant wolf spider just coming down, standing next to it.
Are we in like the Forbidden Forest right now from Harry Potter? Is that where we are right now?
Possibly.
That's a very homely version of this forest.
Yes.
Oren, have you been
Women
speaking
come.
Elvish this entire time? Or like the
He's been speaking a dialect of Elvish that is different to the dialect you would hear on this continent.
Okay. With the appearance of the extras,
Yes.
Oren will hold on, I'm wrong character. Remus will mentally connect with Oren and just go, do I need to prepare a hammer?
Do not show any sign of aggression.
God,
None.
I'm a
Do
barbarian.
you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes. I do.
Understand this. That is a Drider that we're talking to, a Spider Lord, I believe. It could tear us limb from limb. And then feed it to its horde of children, as he sort of looks pointedly at the spider. I am
Yes.
negotiating safe passage.
Okay. Just give me enough warning if negotiations fail.
You'll know by the Eldritch Blast, so. And he's just going to go to the Drider, just, my lord, will your children allow us to pass freely?
You feed them. You are kind to them.
Of course.
You
You and I, we're kin, in a sense.
and the Drider takes 2 steps forward towards you, Oren, and bends down, and just face to face with you, and you can see this
I'm a ghost spider.
ghosts moving unseen, moving
Mm.
through the world as something they're not.
Yes.
A traveler's pet.
Yes.
You see it, like, it starts twitching a little bit, and the eyes blink out of sync for a moment. No. We are close, but not same. You are from Zendrick. I am not.
Yes.
Even before Mordain did this to me. They call him
Well,
the Flesh Weaver for a reason.
Oron is going to very gently reach out a hand to place it on somewhere on this creature's body. Just, is this an existence that you wish to continue, sir?
I am not in pain, but it seems to pull back a little bit. Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion? That is a 17.
All right, it's the Drider stops. I wish to go home.
Empress. Where is home?
The forests to the north. I came from.
How do I see that done, sir?
I do not know. I was sent here from a spire to talk to the wizard in the tower.
And who's done this to you? Barring your safe return home, which I cannot promise, is there anything you would have me do for you?
Feed my children.
Sir.
I want for nothing here other than to go home. But my children,
Understood.
I keep them safe. I keep them whole. You should leave. You should be on your way.
And with the linkers just going, we have to go. Just thank you, sir. We will pass as quickly as we can.
Don't hurt my children. You hurt them, I will.
We won't, provided they let us pass.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
My children will let you pass.
Thank you.
Yes. Safe travels.
And good luck. If we meet again, hopefully it's in your homeland.
Yes.
Goodbye. Oh, what was your name?
Where did I put it?
That's a long name.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
That one. Giral is all I remember. Giral.
Gerard. Gerald.
Yes.
Gerald, it was lovely speaking with you. I'm sorry we can't do more now, but perhaps soon.
Do not worry.
We'll be
I
able to-
want for nothing here.
Very well. Goodbye. And he's
For
going to
now.
sort of wave his hand to move them on.
Gerald gives you a short bow, and you see the eyes again blinking out of sync. And it's gonna step
And,
out of the way.
Aaron is going to bow very deeply and very formally to Gerald before moving on.
Yes.
It is the behavior that Aaron is exhibiting. The rest of the group would never have seen from him. Is not usually that. He is never that formal. And yes, he will walk on. He'll actually pull up the rear as they pass the spiders, just to make sure they're not followed.
The wolf spider steps out of the way, and then skitters up, and basically like skitters up and sits up behind Jirael. Almost like a child hiding behind a parent. That's how this wolf spider's just hiding behind the Drider.
Yeah, Aaron's just going to sort of smile to himself at that. Just how cute, basically. Well, come on, yeah, and then just back in common. Just no time like the present. Come on, let's get moving. We're all right.
I think we will wrap it there for today.